750, Big 550 KTOS. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. And it's a good chance to check in with Republican Florida Congressman Representative Jeff Miller is the chairman of the House Veterans Affairs Committee. Good morning, Jeff Miller.
Hey, good morning, St. Louis.
Thanks for joining us. First, let's get to the news of the day. It seems like there are quite a few people who do not want to have a conversation with you on the House Veterans Affairs Committee.
Well, we actually have individuals that we had to subpoena to testify, and when they came to our hearing a week ago Monday, they pled the fifth, probably because the Inspector General had referred them for criminal prosecution.
Why can't we get the VA right?
I think part of it is because it's such a large agency. It's the second largest in the country, 330,000 individuals. The vast majority of them are hardworking folks, but you've got a mid-level leadership rung in there that is really there as bureaucrats to protect themselves and not serve the veterans, and accountability is the key point that needs to be made at the department. They still won't hold the people accountable for the wait time manipulation that was uncovered in April of last year. The secretary got 4 Pinocchios from the Washington Post this morning for saying that they had recommended for discipline 300 people, when in fact the number is significantly, probably 10 times less than that. They just won't be transparent and hold people accountable. One
of the criticisms is that they had to manipulate the wait times because they were told, hey, we have to shorten the wait times. It seems to me like there's just not enough funds to go around to help all the veterans who need help. Is that true?
If money was the issue, this issue would have been resolved a long time ago. Their budget is $170 billion a year. August of last year, we gave them an additional $15 billion. They came to us and said they were running short. They were going to have to close hospitals. In August of this year, we gave them $3.5 billion more. We just gave them almost $900 million more for a project to build a hospital in the city of Aurora, Colorado. Throwing money and people at the problem is not the only solution. They have to hold people accountable, they have to be more transparent, and they have to be more efficient in the way they do their job.
Senator Blunt has been on the show numerous times, and he comes up with a pretty good idea, which is when the veteran has a cold or breaks his arm, they can go to any hospital. But when they have a head trauma or something specific to a veteran, that's what the veterans' hospitals should be. And the basic health care, just fold them into the rest of the health care system.
My good friend Roy is spot on with what he's saying. That's what's happened at VA. They've tried to be all things when in fact they should go back to the basic tenets of what Abraham Lincoln expected the VA to do, and that's to care for those who have borne the battle. Basically, battlefield injuries like traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress, amputation, spinal cord injuries. The thing that the VA does very, very well, they should continue to do that. But the things that can be taken care of in the private sector, colds, flus, as you said, knee replacements, things like that, that can be done in the private sector. It should be done in the private sector, and VA focus solely on what nobody else can do. And I will tell you that I can see VA moving in that direction, and I think that the Choice Act of last year is the thing that began steering the ship in the right direction. VA doesn't need to go out and build hospitals like they have in Aurora that cost $1.7 billion to build. There are hospitals in most every community, and certainly in the rural areas. Physicians need patients, and if they have veterans, let's let the veterans be their patients.
Representative Jeff Miller, Republican from Florida, is the chairman of the House Veterans Affairs Committee. Congressman, there are people listening to this and saying, you're the most powerful man. You sit as the chairman of this. Can't you just wave a wand and just sort of make that happen?
Well, you know, the interesting thing is this is an executive agency. The person at the top of the leadership food chain is President Obama, and I would welcome his personal involvement in what's going on. He, to my knowledge, he has never even walked into the central office of the Department of Veterans Affairs, and it's right across the yard at the White House. He needs to become involved in what's going on. We have provided the money. We have provided the people. We've provided the direction. We've tried to embarrass them in some instances, and I believe some people at the VA have no shame. And that's unfortunate, because the very people that they are supposed to being served, that we honor tomorrow, earned this benefit, and they need to be taken care of with high-quality health care in a timely fashion. And this federal agency that the president actually has oversight in charge of is not doing what it's supposed to do in some cases.
Representative Jeff Miller, thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
756, Big 550, KTRS.
Tuesday night is fun